and the more data, the better. Well, you can oversample in astrophotography, and you can't really in landscape photography that much as long as you set your exposure right. And, you know, bigger megapixels is better, but there's a diminishing return. So we're now live. So the world who logs on can hear us talk.
Yeah. And suddenly there's nothing to say.
Nope. This background that Scott runs is just mesmerizing.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I say to Scott before.
That's right. It's meant to overtake people through hypnotism. And then I put in subliminal messaging, you know. You can read it in the stars if you look close enough.
Oh, it says by Explore Scientific. I see it.
Yeah, you connect all the dots. It does.
Yeah. You connect them just right. It says that right over there on the.
Just write it well. That's
Yeah.
right.
I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick before we get started.
We have Antoine from Luxembourg listening. Mike Wiesner in Arizona.
So I'm more thinking you take those two out, then that top piece will sit on that plate. That's what Friday English. I've been meaning to try it.
So Camille will have to talk about the outreach that you want to do and the programs you want to do. And we can make a. Do you have a website now?
Yeah, I got one.
Okay. Oh, that's right. You mentioned there would be some mention of the website towards the end.
No, I just didn't know if that comes matter or. Are you a sportsman dealer? She's a local person.
Chicago. Book Davies is here with us. Stefan, I think Stefan's in Australia. Stefan Delprat. It's kind of cool. We have people watch from around the world.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
But the most part of the people are watching from America, or like not
We
really?
have a lot of people from USA, yes. Hmm. Some people from South America from time to time. Australia, Europe, sometimes Asia, but this is, I think, a difficult time for people in Asia. So, yeah. I guess for people who cannot sleep, then this anytime's a good time, you know. So. Uh-huh. Book Davies is in Topeka, Kansas. Scott Edens is in Northern California. Mike Overacker says he's from Mars. I wonder how the internet speed is up on Mars right now. I muted your microphone, Kent. We had a bunch of people talking in the background. What time is it in Lyon right now, Camille?
It's 11 p.m.
11 p.m. Oh, it's late. Yeah.
That's okay.
You're an astronomer. It's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
We have Libby watching. Libby's 10 years old. She's an astronomer. She's trying to learn how to do astrophotography with her iPhone.
Oh, nice. I've never tried it. I saw some picture. It's really impressive what we can do today with it.
I know. Yeah. I think you have a fan that is watching on Twitch.
Oh, yeah.
Rafrog. He says Camille with exclamation.
Oh, yeah.
Right before auroras dance in the sky, there's often an appearance of a mysterious shape. It drapes across the sky like a glowing pearl necklace. Scientists call them auroral beads. Structures like these can reveal how Earth's magnetic field interacts with solar material gushing through space. Understanding these interactions better could help scientists protect low Earth orbiting satellites from extreme solar events. But until now, how the beads form has been a mystery. With the help of NASA satellites and computer models, scientists have the first evidence of how auroral beads form. All auroras are created when charged particles from the sun are first trapped in Earth's magnetic environment and are then funneled into the atmosphere. But scientists are now realizing that small changes in the magnetic environment can cause big differences in how the aurora can look. To analyze the auroral beads in more detail, scientists took observations from NASA's Themis mission. 3 of the Themis spacecraft study near-Earth phenomena that triggers auroras. Scientists then combined Themis observations with ground measurements and powerful computer models. This is the result. It's a simulation of the near-Earth environment that scientists can analyze on scales from tens of miles to 1.2 million miles. They found that when particularly large streaming clouds of plasma from the sun reached Earth's magnetic field, they created buoyant bubbles of plasma behind the planet. Just like a lava lamp, the buoyancy between the bubbles and heavier plasma creates fingers of plasma about 2,500 miles wide that stretch down towards Earth, creating the distinct pearl necklace structure in auroral beads. From the ground, the beads average about 30 miles wide. Scientists hope these models will also be able to explain other small-scale structures seen in the auroras. The new results show us that even small, short-lived events within auroras can be linked to big global phenomena in our near-Earth environment.
Well, hello everybody. This is Scott Roberts here from Explore Scientific, and this is the FirstLight Chronicles. I think it's our 8th episode. Tonight with us is our special guest Camille Niel. He's calling us in. He's calling in from Lyon, France, and Kent Marts, who's somewhere, I think, at the Smithsonian Museum or something with some rockets behind him. So
I'm at NASA.
You're at NASA. Okay.
We're working on the Saturn V.
Saturn V.
And the lunar lander, we are working on rewiring it right now.
Rewiring it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, might be cheaper to get those things up than maybe the Orion spacecraft. I don't know. Anyhow, glad to have all of you guys watching. I was watching the chats as we came through here. And we've got people watching from around the world, which is totally cool. Camille likes to travel around the world to do night sky photography, Milky Way photography. He's got some incredible stuff. I discovered him on Facebook and asked him if he would be interested in, presenting at one of our shows. And so I'll let Camille introduce himself. I don't know a lot about. I didn't have a biography on him, but he is a very friendly guy, very knowledgeable, and very enthusiastic about his work. Camille, thanks for coming on our show.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me for this show. So let me introduce myself. So I'm Camille. I'm from France. I'm 33 years old, and I started photography maybe 3-4 years ago. Before that, I was working on TV and on cinema sets, and I started traveling as I started photography. So 4 years ago. First of all, it was more for landscapes and all kind of photography,
Mm-hmm.
And in 2017, I took my first pictures of the dark sky. So it was in France. I just wanted to go for a hike for a couple of days and try to take a shot of the sky. And so the first time I took a picture, I was just really impressed about the result. And 1 year later, I came to Australia for a working holiday first, and then I saw the amazing sky we could see over there, and I tried some Milky Way photos, and then it was just amazing, and I kept working on that there. So I kept shooting Milky Ways in Australia, then in New Zealand, and I came back to France 6 months ago. And all the summer I spent all my weekends just taking pictures of the Milky Ways, and I've got an entire series of that kind of pictures. So a lot of work, not a lot of sleep, but really worth it.
Fantastic. Now, what kind of camera gear or setup do you like to use?
So the first, I started with an hybrid camera. So I had a Sony Alpha 7.
Okay.
So I started with that, and just before, I went to Australia first. So I took the first shot of Milky Ways with that gear. So I had this body camera and a wide angle. So it was a Samyang 14 millimeters.
Okay.
And then I came back first to France because I get injured in Australia. And few days before coming back to Australia, unfortunately, all my gear was stolen. We stole my backpack with all the gear.
Terrible.
And it was really tough. And I had my passport on my back, so I had to cancel my trip. But I had some really good help, and I had the opportunity to buy a new gear. So I bought an Alpha 7 III. I'm shooting with that since this time. So I went to New Zealand with that body camera, and I've got a wide lens. It's a Laowa 15 millimeters f2. A 24-105 f4, and another one just for pleasure. It's a 70-300 for
everything.
And sometimes I'm practicing some big deep object in the sky like Andromeda or Orion Nebula. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And, just for fun.
Oh, that's great. 300 millimeters is certainly enough focal length to do that for sure. Yeah.
And I also have an equatorial mount. So I got this one. Probably some people knows it.
Yeah, look at how small that is. It is
Really
remarkable.
dark
Yeah,
and light. I like to be as light as I can, so this is perfect for me.
yeah,
It's not the most precise for specific photos of the sky, but for Milky Ways, it's really it's enough.
sure.
And yeah, it's compact, light, so everything I like.
Yeah.
And I took almost all the shots with that kind of mount.
So when you go to do Milky Way photography, are you hiking somewhere? Is it a camping trip, or are you just driving out to these sites and setting up, or how does it go?
Yeah, it depends, but I really love adventure, so I like to just take all my gear, my backpack, my camping stuff, and hike up the mountain and try to find a good spot to take picture of the sky.
Yeah,
So yeah, last summer it was really hard with work, so I only had a few days off per week to go hiking and taking photos. So sometimes I just drove after work, maybe 1, 2, or 3 hours, then hiked for 30 minutes to 2 hours, and then just camping up the
sure.
mountain. And yeah,
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Well, you want to show some of, I think they're all dying to see some of your work here. So,
Yeah, sure.
now you mentioned that you had like one of your first images of the Milky
Yeah,
Way.
yeah. So I'm gonna share my. Yep, here we are. You can
Perfect.
see it.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah, so this was the first shot I took. It was in 2017. Uh,
Wow.
uh, I don't remember where I was exactly before going there, but I remember I wanted to go for a hike and trying to take my first picture of the sky. I had a look on the weather and on the forecast, and the weather was really, really bad in all the region. The only clear sky we could have was in really deep south of France.
Okay.
So I decided to go there. So I drove maybe 10 hours, then camped at the parking the first night, and then I hiked for 4 days. And
Yeah.
I took these pictures, I think the third night. I woke up at I put it on alarm. I knew the Milky Way could be visible at around midnight, so I
Sure.
woke up at this time, and I tried to take a picture. So it was the first one, and I was just wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. Now, how long of an exposure is this?
I think it was 30 seconds, because at this time I didn't know exactly what was exactly the best exposure time.
Sure.
I just put it 30 seconds, so it wasn't perfect, but there was a little bit of trail star.
Beautiful.
Yeah, for the first shot, it's not too bad actually.
Yeah. So you have a I can already tell that you have a good sense of composition and you know giving someone that understands composition and can bring their aesthetic to night sky photography. I think it helps draw people into studying the sky more.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
it's beautiful, it's inspiring, and people look at that and go, "Wow!" Just wondering how many stars there are, and they're seeing just a piece of our galaxy, of course,
yeah,
but it is spectacular. I love the reflection also in the water, with the mountain line in the background. So it's very nice. And for
yeah.
this to be just your first, I was really expecting something really not very good, Camille.
But to be
This
honest,
one's very nice.
I'm lucky to have I had an Alpha 7, so it's a really, really good camera to start.
Yeah,
So the sensor is really good. So I think it really helps. If I did that with a cheaper camera, maybe I couldn't have this kind of results. So
very nice, beautiful.
yeah. So this was the first one, and Yeah, we're gonna go further, and it was taken. A shot taken in Australia. So it was the first arch. Milky Way.
Wow, that's beautiful.
So yeah, this arch was taken in Australia. It was in Victoria, and I was working here in the mountains as a seasoner. And yeah, during my few free times, I went up the mountain to taking pictures. And I took this one at the end of the season. You can see the snow is melting, and I saw this incredible tree, this eucalyptus, and I decided to try this arch. I wasn't sure if it will work, but fortunately, I took enough shot to create this panorama. And yeah, but it took me so much work in editing because after creating the panorama, I had so many I don't know how to say, but you can see the cut on every picture.
Yeah. So it's a mosaic of how many images?
I've got 13 for the sky and the same for the foreground.
Wow. Yeah, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work, and it does, to me, it looks seamless. It's beautiful. I love seeing the large and small Magellanic clouds on the
Yeah.
left, and what is the city? It must be some sort of small city or something in the background. What is that back
Yeah,
there?
the light pollution we can see is Melbourne.
Huh?
It's pretty far, but we can see the pollution from there, and you can see around there is nothing. So it was my first time in a country we can observe a dark sky like that. So yeah, it's really impressive, even with naked eyes. Just
Yeah.
seeing the Milky Ways with naked eyes, it was wow.
Yeah. It's beautiful. And with this wide angle view too, it just looks like the Milky Way is just kind of like has wings, that's kind of coming down, and you can to see the central bulge of our galaxy like that,
Yeah.
all that dark nebulosity.
No, we could see
It's
the
great.
heart of the galaxy just in the middle of the arch. So wow, that's really impressive. I can't wait to come back to this country to maybe to try the same shot, but with my actual gear and the experience I had since.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
There's a gentleman, his name is Antoine. He's watching, and he says he's seeing this image. He said this is one of his favorites. I said, you've seen this before, Antoine. And he says, indeed, I'm already a fan.
Maybe it's my brother.
He's your brother.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Thank you, Antoine.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Right.
But I mean, by anyone's standard, that's really awesome. It is. It's good.
Yeah, so this one was taken so 1 year after it was in New Zealand, and I was working in Queenstown, and this was taken early in the season, with the winter season.
Mm-hmm.
You can see this ice on the foreground, so it was really cold. I just hiked up the hills after work and tried to do this shot, and yeah, I was really happy with it, and it was the first time I tried to stack my pictures. So the sky is composed of 7 or 8 pictures stacked together.
Mm-hmm.
So it was the first one, and I was really, really happy with it. But it was really cold.
It was cold.
Yeah, it was cold.
Oh. Yeah.
And here we are.
Look at this. Look
First,
at this, guys. Look at this. This is so cool.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
such a night. I remember first of all, I was just, it was maybe 9 p.m. and I was already in bed, exhausted by work. And I just had this message from my boss, and she said, "Oh, Camille, apparently we can see the aurora in Queenstown." And I was, no way. I had a look on my app on my smartphone. I didn't have any alerts, but I don't know why. And I was, oh yeah, that's right. All the alerts are indicated an aurora. So I just drove as fast as I could on the only spot I knew. It was south oriented.
Right.
I just arrived in time. I took my photo gear, all my warm clothes, and I arrived here just in time. And I started on a time lapse from here and took this shot. So it was
Beautiful. It's
yeah.
beautiful. Now you can see the large and small Magellanic Clouds, and then we were looking at this image earlier together, and you can see these beams coming up, which are very cool. Now, Camille, when you were there, could you see those colors with the naked eye?
Yeah, so with naked eye, you can't see the picture like that. The eye is not sensitive
It's not
enough
that sensitive, yeah.
to see all the colors.
Mm-hmm.
You can see these vertical lights, what we call beams.
Yeah.
You can see it. It's really faint, but you can see them. You can't see any pink or red, but
How about the green?
the green, you could start to see a bit of green, but it was more like a big light. It's like there with a big city behind the mountain.
Yes.
But at the end, it was really intense, and we could see a bit of green. But I know some people can be disappointed about their first aurora, but I knew it was like that, and
Yeah.
yeah, I really love that. So even without the colors, with naked eyes, it's just amazing. And
Sure.
when you got a camera, it's you can see everything. So that's amazing.
Wow. Now, and we were talking about seeing the beams, and then there's this swoop of what looks like maybe a cloud or something, but you were saying that maybe this is also an effect of the aurora.
Yeah, I think it's a fact because I took a time lapse. So it was moving, so it wasn't a cloud.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's really nice to see that kind of stuff in the aurora.
it's beautiful. It is
And
very. It has this kind of spiritual feeling about it, this
yeah,
sacred feeling. Yeah, very cool.
and then so I took these pictures around maybe between. So I shooted the time lapse between 10 and 11 p.m. And then the aurora started to decrease,
Yes.
getting less intense. So we were maybe 10 photographers around the lake. Everybody left, and I was starting to come back home. And I decided to do another shot because the night was really nice, a beautiful clear sky. So I wanted to do another Milky Way arch. And it's not this one. Sorry, I forgot. But here it is.
Oh my God, look at that.
So I think this one.
Wow.
And when I started to take this arch, the aurora, we started again to get more intense. And yeah, I was so lucky. I've got just the perfect combo in this picture. I've got some snowy mountains, this beautiful arch, the Magellanic Clouds, the
Yeah.
aurora. That's one of my favorite.
Yeah.
Camille, how many hours did it take you to put that picture together?
Well, I had a problem in the middle of my first try, but totally it took me maybe 2 hours because of this failure at the middle. Yeah, so for the sky, I don't remember exactly, but I really wanted to have all the pictures to have a perfect panorama. So I tried to add enough overlay between each picture. I think I've got something like 10 or 11 pictures from the sky,
Yeah.
and then 9 for the ground.
So they make programs that put panoramas together, make these mosaics. Are you using one of those, or are you just doing this by hand in Photoshop?
It depends. Every time I'm first trying with Lightroom, we can do panoramas in Lightroom. So I tried first to see if it works. Generally, for Milky Way arch, it's far to be the best. So at this time, I tried with a PTGV, if you know it. I don't know if I pronounce it well. but it's a soft dedicated to panoramas.
Yes.
But recently, as I'm using Photoshop, but not for the arches, just for telelens panoramas of the Milky Way. But yeah, it depends which result is the best. But yeah, Photoshop, I've got some good results with Photoshop for now. So yeah, prefer to use that.
Yeah, this is really spectacular work. Let me read some of the comments that we have from the chat here. We have people watching. Of course, many people are saying very nice, beautiful. Let's see. Michael Whitaker says, I have this belief that when we have done with this life, we go up there and explore the universe in person. So you can see that kind of feelings
Yeah.
that are evoked in people when they see something like this, you know? It's I try to describe it to people. It's like trying to describe a total eclipse to somebody who's never seen one.
Yeah.
Or to see, you know, something that's really spectacular in nature that's never experienced it. It's very, very difficult. But when you see images like this, and especially if you're there in person and you can see some, you know, this beautiful Milky Way overhead, it really touches you, and it makes you think about the big questions in life and all of these things. So you're really doing it justice, Camille. This is you're raising the bar, I think. It's beautiful, beautiful work. Yeah, very nice.
Thank you.
Very nice. Let's see. Book Davy says, yes, it looks like some other world entirely. Somebody's running out right now. He says, beautiful images. I'm heading out and right now to set up a time lapse of the Milky Way as we speak. So, yeah, this is so cool. Yeah, beautiful. Camille, that's awesome.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so we just passed this picture as well. I forgot this one. So this one is in the same lake. I took this shot from the same lake of this one and this one.
I see.
So I really love this place. For people who already went to New Zealand and in Queenstown especially, this is Moke Lake. This is a famous one. It's a mirror lake when it's really calm.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I really love this one. So I saw this composition, you know, those mountains just like perfectly decreasing, you know, by size. And nothing more to say. I was just it was just impressive.
What's the bright star in the middle left? Is that Canopus or?
Yeah, it's Jupiter. Yeah.
That'd be too high for Canopus.
It's Jupiter. Yeah.
It's spectacular. It just looks like this thing thrusting into the peak of that mountain. And
I was really happy. I had so much details there in the Milky Way.
Yeah, look at that.
The clouds. So it's I was really impressed. So I think it was maybe one of my first try with my with this mount I bought in New Zealand. And after a few tries, I found the good settings to use with my camera. And this was maybe a 3-minute exposure. And here with the result. So
wow, that's super. Camille, we're running an astrophotography contest, and one of the categories is wide field night sky photography. And people on the chat are saying he's not going to be in the contest, is he? So
thank you.
So one of the requirements is to be in the contest, you have to use an Explore Scientific mount or telescope. And so that rules him out, I think. But
yeah, I don't care. It's beautiful work.
It is beautiful work.
Wow.
So yeah, another one. Take taken from close to Queenstown, so we can see the light pollution. And
Yes.
I was really impressed. That we can see some light pollution, but it's nothing compared to a big city we can have in Europe. So
Yes.
we can still see some details in the bottom of the Milky Way. So yeah, I can't forget this sky we can see in this country. It was just insane.
Camille, Chuck Lewis is watching, and Chuck Lewis worked on the Skylab space station, and he's doing. So he did all this work with space exploration, but in his retirement, he's doing amateur astronomy, and he's also very interested in night sky photography, like what you do. And he wants to know how many days typically do you have to wait to get conditions just right? How long do you wait?
It's hard to say. When I was overseas, I wasn't waiting for. Well, I was working there, so
Yeah.
just had to wait for a clear sky. I wasn't waiting for the clear sky, but when I had a clear sky, I just took my opportunity to go out and take pictures. So it's easier than if you go there for maybe 2 or 3 weeks. Maybe you can have a cloud cover every day. But I was lucky to stay here a year. So yeah, just waiting for the clear sky and not really expecting it. So if it's here, I'm lucky and I take my chance and I took pictures. And yeah, and if it's cloudy, it's just bad luck.
Yes.
And
Wow.
so another,
That's
I was really lucky this year because it was in 2019, and we had during this winter, we had a really good solar activity to create that creates auroras. So it started in July, and well, I've got some basics knowledge about auroras. So first of all, there is some spots on the sun. I don't remember how we say in English, but this creates some solar winds, and this solar
sunspots
creates some auroras when it's hits the earth. Sorry.
Coronal mass ejections.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
And so we had this big spot in July, and then as the sun, it took 29 days for the sun to do full rotation, if I'm right. And so every month, during 3 months, we had the chance to find again this spot. So so on the 3 months, I had 3 or 4 chances to observe and photograph the auroras, and this one was the second.
Yes.
I don't know if it's clear.
It's beautiful. Yeah, I love all the colors and the reflected water.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah.
And this was the last one I took.
Mm-hmm.
It was in October, I think. Yeah, and this was a tough one because I had the alert that 1 week later we could see the aurora again, but the forecast was really bad, and it was cloudy everywhere in the south of New Zealand. So a few days before, I checked the forecast maybe every hour, and the day before, I just decided to drive far away to give a try. So I drove maybe for 1 day to go there and to give a try, and I was really lucky. It was cloudy in the evening, and just after sunset, all the clouds just disappeared, and I had the luck to.
Yeah, and the remaining clouds in the background is a nice contrast against the aurora there
during the night. So
yeah,
for the last one.
Beautiful image. Wow.
And this was taken on the way back when I drove back to Queenstown for work, and I stopped to this famous lake. You can see this lake really here. It's this blue lake.
Yes.
It's a Pukaki Lake. It's a famous one in New Zealand, and this blue color is due to the ice melting from the mountain and going to this lake.
Oh. It's beautiful. Looks so pristine and.
And we are back to France. So here
Okay.
starts the series of photos I took this summer. So this one was the last one of the series I took in September. I wanted to try my new mount. This is the upgrade model of this one. And I wanted to try this one, but fortunately it was too windy. So I used only the tripod, and this shot was taken with a 50 millimeters, so it's a panorama. And yeah, I really love this one.
Yes.
It was the best one of the season, and
Yeah, I can see why.
And yeah, we can see so this, you can see my my mouse.
Yes.
If I point. So this is a famous mountain in France. So well, it won't tells you, but all right. And so we've got this shot, and this shot was the background of the picture. So I was as I said you offline. I've got some long-term projects to manage some astro workshops combined with astrophotography, and I gave a try to organize a trip like that with some people. I just asked on Facebook, on some Facebook groups of and I found some people to come with me. So we hiked for a day, and then we camped here and took picture of the sky. So this is just a memory of this weekend.
So are you teaching them how to make night sky photographs like yours?
They already knew how to take pictures, so I just had them to find a composition or to give them more knowledges about technical aspects. But yeah, I wanted to have some really beginners, because it was a try for me, to try to teach to people. So yeah, it was really nice.
Yes.
And
Super.
hopefully we're gonna do this again later.
Yeah.
This is a different one.
So Camille, go back to that one you just had. Is that a meteor streak? It looks like you may have caught a meteor. There's a streak. See the bright planet? I assume it's a planet. Just down from it, there's a streak. Move down, now move right. No, go the other way. Go back to the bright planet.
We've got the bright planet here.
Yeah. Now down, just a little bit, and move right. Right there.
Oh yeah.
Is that a meteor?
I don't think so. I would say more satellite than a meteor.
Okay.
But maybe another one here. So
there's one there too. Yeah.
A meteor, or maybe a plane, but maybe it's too small for a plane.
There's some more up there in the right-hand corner. A couple of streaks. Is this a mosaic? Right. Is this a mosaic, or is this a single shot?
No, this is a single shot.
You may have captured a couple of meteors in there.
Yeah. You sure it's a meteor?
No.
I would say it's a satellite, but
could be. I just happened to see that one and then started seeing more as we looked. Very cool.
Very nice.
So yeah, this is a different one I took from my trip this summer, and yeah, I was really lucky this night, because typically I wanted to organize my photo trip with a group that night, but it was the forecast was not really good, so everybody canceled. I just went here alone, and yeah, I was lucky maybe for 5-10 minutes. Just the clouds just disappeared and they came back just after. So
It looks like a painting. It's beautiful.
so this was
Oh,
the first one of the series. So I started in July,
yeah.
and yeah, I came back. So I came back from New Zealand in March, and I didn't took any pictures since I came back, and I was in a bad mood, and maybe I wanted to stop photography, and this weekend I was okay. So just go in the mountains, take some photos, and I found again this love of taking pictures, and this was
Yeah.
the first one of the series.
So thank God you didn't stop taking astrophotographs. It's beautiful.
Another one,
Oh,
different.
is this
So it was
Neowise?
yeah, it's Neowise, yeah, yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was taken the same weekend, so I took these pictures at night, and I slept 2 hours, and I woke up for the comet, and it was really impressive to see it with naked eyes, and yeah, it was really nice with the just before sunrise, some beautiful colors and the comet above the trees. I was really lucky to see it.
Yeah. Very
And this was
serene.
the camping spot around the lake.
Nice. Wow. Look at this.
But I'm really proud of this one, but it was really tough. The conditions were really hard. It was really windy. It was supposed to be a clear sky, but clouds were coming really early, and the moon was still here. So yeah, I tried to do it, and yeah, and this is the results. It's another panorama taken with the 50 millimeters.
Spectacular.
And it was really hard. And the comet.
And Neowise again, I guess. Huh?
Yeah. Right. So this is
That's a great picture of it. It really
Wow.
is.
proper shot I got of the comet. So
Yeah.
I'm really proud of it.
What is this exposure like?
So this was I don't remember. I don't have the exhibits with me, but I think it was something like 20 or 30 seconds, because it was used with my equatorial mount.
Yeah.
And it was some stacked pictures. I took maybe 15 or 20 pictures with darks and offsets and flats.
Is this with your 300 millimeter lens or anything cropped?
No, it was with the 105, and I cropped a lot in the picture, because the sharpness of my 105 is way better than the 300.
Yeah. One of our regular listeners, his name is Norm Hughes. He says, "I'm listening to this while I'm driving home. Good stuff while dealing with traffic." He says, "And I'm not texting and driving."
And let's hope you're not watching and driving either.
Maybe it's.
Hopefully we'll have
Be
another
careful,
one.
Norm. Be careful.
Ah,
Wow! Look at this.
now this one. So
What?
nothing.
This
not
is your
a
landscape
photo,
work, right?
But yeah, I wanted to share this one because this day, so I drove after work maybe 2 or 3 hours and hiked for 1 hour.
Yeah.
I arrived to this spot. I wanted to take pictures, and I was ready to. I was waiting for the night, and just before the dark sky, I had this chance to have this. First of all, this I don't know how you call this in English. It's maybe ibex.
Yes.
Yeah. So he was alone first, and then came from I don't know where, from over this cliff, a group of ibex, and they stayed maybe 3 or 4 hours around me, just eating grass. and just doing a bit of noise. But I was so glad to take pictures, and with these guys just around me, it was, yeah, I wanted to share this picture. That's why. And yeah, this is the picture I took from here at night.
Oh, wow.
And we could see this impressive mountain. So this is the Alps.
Yes.
And,
You know, having the backdrops, the mountainous regions and the lakes really add, you know, a lot of awe-inspiring views to the pictures. It's,
Yeah.
you know, it's more than just the Milky Way in a black foreground. It's you're capturing, you know, much more detail that really lends itself to beauty.
Yeah, this is what I want to do, you know, with because Milky Way pictures, if you take only the Milky Way, I won't say they are all the same, but basically it's always the same thing. So you have to work. For me, the most important is the foreground. So I prefer to work on that, and I love to explain what's the story behind the pictures.
Sure.
And why I love the adventures. You know, I don't want to go I don't want to just park the car and use set up my gear and take the pictures from the parking. I need something more exciting, so that's why maybe I'm a bit crazy, you know, just carrying all the stuff with my backpack. But I prefer that. So I hope we can feel this on the pictures.
So are you taking longer exposures of the foreground and then blending these together, or is this a single exposure that's simply stacked?
Usually, it's just a single shot. It depends which lens I use. So if I'm doing a panorama of the Milky Way at the 50 millimeters, I'm gonna do a panorama with the 50 millimeters for the ground as well. Here, for example, it was with my 40 millimeters. So for the ground, it's the same. So it's a single shot. I don't stack my pictures for the foreground. I find it's enough with one single shot. You can put lower ISOs. So that's the most important for me for this.
Wonderful. Oh, yeah.
So it was the same night, and it was another night with a clear sky. It was amazing, and I should try my first panorama with a telelens. So I gave a try, and I was hoping I had enough overlay between each picture, and I just merged the picture, and it worked.
It is. It looks so. Well, I know it's organic, but it looks like some sort of a creature or something, you know?
Yeah.
How many exposures is that? 5?
Exposure time?
No. How many images? You said you used your.
I've got at least 8 or 10 pictures.
Yeah.
So I did 8 or 10 pictures, but on every pictures I did a stack of 5 pictures. Make sense?
Yes.
So in totally there is 50 or 60 pictures to do this.
So show us with your cursor where the seams would be, so we can get an understanding of how you frame these up.
So yeah, it should be, or maybe it's more than that, but I cropped this picture in this size, but it was something maybe like that, then like that, then a bit more here, and that I'm going up, and I'm doing like a S, you know, like a snake, like this, and then another one like this. Make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
But you can't tell. I mean, you can't tell. It's
Yeah. It blended very, very well.
yeah.
But yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And the camping spot.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is the last one, and probably my favorite of this summer.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of those weekends again. I drove up after work, and I was expecting to take a pictures from a lake. And when I arrived, I saw this sign at the beginning of the hike saying camping is completely forbidden in this area. So I was, oh my God. No choice, I couldn't come back, and I wanted to take these pictures.
Yeah.
And I met this guy. He was living around here, and he told me, if you want, just hide somewhere behind the hills over here. And so I
Beyond the sign.
I just hide here, and I had this beautiful view on the valley.
Yeah.
And at night, I wasn't. It wasn't my idea to have this composition. It was just I was just
beautiful.
Here, and I had this composition, and we can see the valley and the lights looking like lava and this Milky Way like a volcanic cloud. So I was.
Yes.
It's only camping if you're sleeping. Otherwise, it's photography. So
Sorry?
you weren't camping. You were doing photography. So it's okay to stay there all night.
Yeah, we can say that. Yeah.
Aaron Thompson says this is masterful. It is. These kinds of shots are amazing life's works. So, Camille, I think that your dream of being running your workshops and making your whole life, your career about this kind of work is definitely a possibility. You have a lot of talent, and I know it seems impossible now, but if you keep going, you'll be even better. So it'll be these kinds of photographs people like to buy and put in their homes, and they like to even if it's as simple as a calendar or whatever. But I can see a nice big 30 by 40 inch print on somebody's wall, on metal. It would look so incredible. It really would. So
the composition is what makes it. You do a great job. I always feel like you want to have 3 layers in a photo: the foreground, the middle, and the background. And you accomplish that in almost every one of these, having at least 3 layers and sometimes 4 or 5 layers in your photograph. And it really builds up the beauty of them.
The depth and the beauty.
The depth and
yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I'm trying to do my best with this foreground, because as I said before, this is the most important for me, and I think every astrophotographer think the same, that the most important should be the foreground. So I try to find the good place, and for this one I was just lucky to be here and just hiding to find a campsite, and I had this view, and maybe sometimes you need some luck. I think this is a part of the photography as well. So
sure, but you have to go there. You have to show up. You have to be in there.
Exactly.
You have to know how to run the equipment. You have to know.
Exactly.
Having the experience makes your luck.
Yeah.
Having the skills gives you the opportunity to exploit that luck.
Yeah.
Because you could have been there without your camera and not accomplished anything other than a wonderful memory.
Yeah. Right.
But you make your own luck many times.
Yeah. Well said.
Wow, Camille, that's wonderful.
And I think this is it was the last one. And I put all my infos. You can find
that's easy. Camille Niel. All right. Let's see, I'm going to put that into the chat. So they can go and visit your website. Look, when he opens up his workshops and his adventures and stuff, and offers that where you can travel with a master like this one, you should definitely take him up on it. Traveling, I've been to other places in the world, and it's that just the travel's an adventure, but to go and do this and travel is something that's a bucket list kind of thing. So I'd highly recommend staying in touch with Camille and following him and supporting him. So Camille, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank
That was
you.
so awesome. That was so awesome. Well, I look forward to having you on. I look forward to having you on again sometime. And of course, we run this daily show, but we have our global star parties, and maybe we can have you on for some of the artistic part of our star parties, where we have people play music, show space art. For me, this is has a very high aesthetic value. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much for letting
That's
me.
great.
Letting me just talking about my work. So it's I don't know what to say. Just thank you.
No, it's an honor for us. Thank you. Okay. All right, so we're going to go to Kent Marts, and Kent is going to talk about night sky photography and how you can accomplish that with products
Well,
like the IXOS 100.
Well, obviously, Camille shows what you can do with the camera that you have. He started out with his camera that he had, and that's the best way to start, is to go with what you've got. And you've got to, after a certain point, you've got to upgrade. Camille, I wanted to ask you, your gear got stolen. What would you do differently to keep it from getting stolen? That's a painful lesson.
Yes.
Did you set it down and walk off, or did it just get stolen out of your vehicle, or what happened?
Can you repeat? Sorry, I don't get it.
When your camera gear got stolen, correct, in Australia? Was it unattended or just lifted in the airport, or what happened?
So it wasn't in Australia. It was just before going to Australia, and I was just with a friend in a terrace, just having a drink with my friend, and I don't know, my bag just disappeared like that, and it was pretty. I thought it was pretty safe. It was just on my feet.
Oh yeah.
You don't know what happens.
It's just like a pickpocket. They can
Yeah,
reach in your pocket and
guys
take
are
your wallet.
professional.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
There are
exactly
those
right.
professional thieves. You really can't. It's almost impossible not to get ripped off by some of these guys.
Yeah.
You just have to know that these people are around and be watching for them, and maybe have the strap tightly around your hand or something. But even then, they take razor blades and stuff and cut your strap. And
Well, that's too bad. I know that was agony for you, because I had my camera stuff stolen once, and it's agony, because it's life to the people. If you're a photographer, it's life. It's your life, and it's how you make your money. So anyway, so talking about starting with that, and you've got a small very portable star tracker, and we have a product, and sadly we're sold out of them. It's been so popular, and we've got a large order in. We should have them in late spring, mid spring next year. And I want to share my screen and just show a video of it. It's the IXOS 100. It's a star tracker, but it's also has go-to capabilities, so you can get a good polar alignment and then point it where you want to. It was designed to be used with DSLRs. We have had people who have and very small telescopes. We've had people who have put telescopes on it, very large telescopes. We don't recommend it, but I know people, we say 9 pounds of camera gear and stuff. And I know people who are running 24, 25 pounds of camera gear on the mount and doing real good work with it. And it punches above its weight class. So let me share my screen here. And the sound's not going to play, is it, Scott? You might be able to hear it. I don't know. Here we go. Maybe. Nope, it's not.
what is it that you're trying to share?
Did it not share?
No.
Hang on.
So when you share, there's a
Yeah,
couple
I've
of
got to
little
click.
buttons.
I know I missed it there we go.
Well, there's also a couple little buttons to,
Is it sharing now?
it is. Yeah, it's very jerky.
I'm going to fast forward through, show the mount to get where we show the mount.
Sure.
So we'll stop this right here where we can see it. So this is it's got a lightweight tripod. We sell this battery pack right here that goes with it that runs the system. It comes with a C-cell battery pack. You can use C-cells, but the price of C-cell batteries after 9, 10, 11 nights, you're going to pay for the lithium battery pack. This is a polar axis. It's got a declination head right here, and you can put a camera with a dovetail on it, a telescope, all sorts of things. This rig has a whole bunch of other different stuff as well. And Scott, is this a prototype telescope, or what was this telescope?
That telescope was, it was just a prototype.
Yeah, just something that you'd put together. So anyway, this is it. Retails for $349. It's, small, was designed with people like Camille in mind, who want to go out and do stuff and backpack. We do sell it with heavier tripods that makes it more, a little bit more sturdy, but it also adds weight. And, this rig with a DSLR would be a perfectly good backpackable kit. Now, not nearly as light as Camille's what?
Oh yeah,
Half a kilogram.
That thing is incredible. It's very flat. It takes up very little space, and if you're doing wide field astrophotography, it works just fine.
So anyway, that's the Exos 100. My advice, we have a lot of pin-up demand that we know is out there, and we have some significantly large orders from some dealers. If you're thinking about buying one, go ahead and get your money in, get in line so that when they come out, you'll be the first one to get one. Because
you can just put a deposit down if you want one.
Put a deposit down and pay for the balance when it comes in or whatever.
Sure.
That gets you in line to get one before we sell the first. And, they're going to come in batches next year. And so, if we get 100, by the time we get 100 or 200, we may have those all sold out. So, it's hard to say what the flow is going to be next year. As we all know, COVID has disrupted a lot, and it has disrupted our industry and the ability to produce product and then get product shipped. So anyway, but a camera like this, or you can do what I did. Camille didn't show us any star trails. I started out at 13 doing star trails. Took my dad's tripod, pointed the camera north, used a shutter cable and a bulb, and just locked the camera open and let it go for an hour or two. I do that for all night long, and then go into the dark room and develop the film and make prints. And that's how I experimented with it. With digital, you have so much better ability to get instant feedback. And Camille sees that when he frames his shots, and can immediately adjust his framing or whatever to make it work. But if you've got a DSLR, you can start doing astrophotography right now. It's just a matter of going out and pointing it up and starting and experimenting. And, Camille learned his techniques to do it. It's can be hard. It can be a challenge, but it's learnable, it's doable, and you can produce pretty quickly some very pretty pictures. Now people with no background aren't going to be where Camille is in 2 years unless you put your heart and soul into it, and then you can do really good work and get out there and do what Camille does. And I think Camille's strength, not only with his ability of composition and camera knowledge, but his strength is finding good locations, finding good foregrounds, and really good composition. And, most people in the United States aren't blessed to have the Alps as a canvas to paint Milky Way shots with, or the Australian Alps to take pictures of in Australia. But, I've been thinking, he's inspired me to think about some places along the Buffalo National River, out in the Ozark National Forest, that would make some tremendous foreground shots. And so I may be venturing out a little bit to do that.
I think everybody's anxious to go out and get some Milky Way stuff. You were mentioning the IXS 100 mount, and this morning Steve Malia sent us an image, which I'm going to share with you. This is the Elephant Trunk Nebula, and this is about 1.8 hours of tracking on an IXS 100 mount. So really beautiful, really nice pinpoint stars. The telescope was a 70 millimeter quad astrograph lens.
People will want to do astrophotography. They think you have to have, a big telescope and, high end. This is a 70 millimeter lens is all this is, focal length of what, 400, 300, something like that.
Yeah, probably less than that.
So this is just basically, now this is a $600 or $700 telescope or more, but this shows what you can do with wide field astrophotography.
You could get very, very close to this with a lot of lenses, and certainly, with your patience and everything, you can reveal the colors in the nebula and stuff. So that's beautiful.
So
very,
the details, nice. Scott, I can't read the details on the screen. What are those details? Exposures down there.
It says a 70 millimeter astrograph, quad apo refractor, Nikon camera, IXS 100 mount, guiding camera was a ZWO, ASTI, AS120, I guess is what it was. Pix Insight for software developing image processing.
That's developing.
Yep, it is to us old school guys.
Yep.
And then APT software.
It looks like 36 exposures at 180 seconds each.
Yeah, for a total of 1.8 hours.
Yep.
Yep.
So,
yeah, very nice.
Yeah, very nice picture. Beautiful.
Very nice.
So it's very doable. Mike Wiesner says if you have a recent smartphone, you can do star trails and tracked sky astrophotography. Mike's been on once, hadn't he, to talk about that?
More than once.
Yeah, more than once, right. I just lost the screen. All right, sorry about it. My screen went away. If you have a smartphone, you can go out and there's a program that he turned me on to. I can't remember the name of it. Mike, type it down for us. I can't remember the name of it. Be watching for that, Scott. It'll show up here in a minute. I've played. I can't find it. It's an app for the iPhone. I know. He'll type it here in a minute. He's listening. So you're only limited by your creativity, and you can't really break anything. It's just a case of just go out and start shooting the pictures and go, that didn't work, and work till you find success. And don't give up. Give up is the supreme enemy of success. If you give up, you never will achieve anything. But if you keep trying and reach out to people, do research on the internet, you'll learn how this stuff goes. Nightcap camera. There we go. Thanks, Mike. Nightcap camera. I've used it a little bit. Haven't played around with it much, but the pictures that he's done with it are just
Yeah, he's
fantastic.
really done very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's done very well.
You know, and maybe we'll have an Arizona Dark Sky Star Party again, and Mike can be a presenter again and show us.
Maybe.
Not
For
maybe.
sure.
Okay.
For sure.
We're going to have another Arizona Dark Sky Star Party.
We are
And-
going to.
And look, you know, it's in Arizona. It's in a dark sky site in Arizona.
Yeah.
Look up
Levy's
Carts,
there.
David Levy. Who knows who else we'll have?
There. Yeah.
You know, and it was a great time. Wonderful dark skies. If you can make trips like that, and it's an astrophotography workshop. Basically, it goes on for 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
And
it's very cool.
you have one-on-one access with some. You know, we had Jack Newton was a presenter last time. It
There
was
were a lot of people there.
Yeah.
Fred
Fred
Espenak
Espenak.
was there,
Yep.
right?
Right.
We had a great lineup. It was
Yep.
really awesome. Okay, well, great. This has been a great show. Certainly, this is the kind of departure point for a lot of people who are getting into astrophotography. They start making wide field shots of the Milky Way, but you can see what happens when you get really good at it, and how awe-inspiring it can be. Some people can do this their whole lives, and the study of the Milky Way itself and its structure is a thing unto itself. So tonight we have the Global Star Party, the 24th Global Star Party. We've got astrophotographers. Molly Wakeling will be there. I think Jason Gunzel is going to be showing up. Some others, and we also have, of course, David Levy. He'll be there tonight, and David Eicher from Astronomy Magazine, Livy and the Stars, and Deepti Gautam from Nepal. She's decided to come on back and give another talk, and the theme is the expanding universe. So if you are not busy trying to get ready for holiday celebrations or something, tune in at 7 p.m. Central, and we'll be there. So you guys have a great night, and keep looking up.
Scott,
And
Scott,
follow
there's
Camille.
There's not one Friday night, correct?
There's not one Friday night. No.
Okay, so this is the off week, one of the off weeks. You're not going to do 2 in a week. Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely off week, and our next star party would, of course, be December 1st, which we'll have, and then we have 3 events that follow next week. So on December 1st will be the regular Global Star Party, the 25th one, and then on December 4th we go to Mount Wilson Observatory. It'll be live from Mount Wilson. And we've got Tom Meneghini there with Carnegie astronomers, and we're going to do a live tour through the 60-inch and the 100-inch telescope. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Maybe we can watch the sunset at the 150-foot solar tower, which is totally cool. And then if it's clear, we're going to try to do live imaging through the 60-inch Mount Wilson telescope. So that should just be a real mind blower in itself. So really looking forward to doing that. And then on December 5th, the next day, we have the Astronomical League is having their first live event. And so if you're an Astronomical League member or want to be an Astronomical League member, or you're just curious what those guys are doing, tune in on Saturday for that. So I'll be putting out a schedule so that you can get the dates and times and all the rest of that stuff. But until that time, thank you very much. Thank you, Camille. It was great. It was really great to have you on the show, and we look forward to having you back again. Take care.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.